In this video, I'm going to be showing you the 5 worst operators that you should not be using in Rainbow Six Siege. So if you're losing most of your games in ranked or casual, watch this video and see what operators you should not be using. I'm going to go from the 5th worst to the very worst. So to start with, I've chosen Rook. From first glance, he looks like an absolutely insane operator. He's got a great loadout. As you can see, he's got the MP5K, he's got the Magnum, and he's got impact grenades, proximity alarms. He's got a fairly good loadout. He's got the P90 as well, which is also an incredibly good gun. That is one reason he is good, is his loadout is absolutely insane. He also has the ACOG scope on his MP5K, which is really good. But the reason he is a really bad operator is just down to his ability. And let me explain myself before everyone goes off at me in the comments. From his ability, you only gain 20 HP, which is not much at all. If you think about 20 damage, is probably like 1 or 2 bullets. So in theory, it's not actually that great of an ability. And also in Siege, the main point of it is to get headshots, which are a one-shot kill. So to gain 20 HP when the game is actually one-shot headshot, there's not much point in his ability at all. But some people might say, oh, you can self-res. Oh, you can self-res. Oh, classics, you can self-res. I get it, right? But 9 times out of 10, you're just gonna die. Someone's gonna shoot you, you're gonna get downed, you're done for. There's absolutely no chance you're getting back up. And it's so hard because it makes such a loud sound even when you're reviving yourself. And I know you can revive the whole team. You can give it out to the whole team. They can all revive themselves. That's great. Like I said, 9 times out of 10 times, it's just not going to happen. The only other good thing I will say about him is if you're a new player, like Rook is a pretty decent pick because he can help the team out and he's very easy to use. You literally just slap his ability down and that's it. If you do get a bit better at the game and understand how the mechanics work, you need to start using Doc, but I'll get into that a bit later on. Another point that's bad about Rook is his stupidly slow and sluggish. He's loud as hell. His footsteps are so loud, it's disgustingly bad. And also, I completely forgot to say, the enemies can literally pick up the armor as well. Like if one teammate doesn't pick up the armor and an enemy walks by it, they can literally pick it up as well. I think that's still a thing in this game. I haven't actually checked. From when I've been playing Siege for years, like the enemies can pick up the Rook armor. I don't know whether that's changed or not. You have to let me know in the comments, but I'm pretty sure they can still pick up the armor, which does suck. If you're going to pick an operator, you need to pick Doc over Rook. He has a better loadout in my opinion, and his ability is just so much better. He can get you all the way back up to full health, and you can heal multiple times on yourself. Whereas Rook, it's just one time you get 20 health, and that's it. Whereas Doc, you can heal you up multiple times in one go. Another thing with Doc is if a teammate is down, you can heal them back up to full health. Whereas with Rook, you'll only get 20 health once you are back up on your feet from being down. So that's another bad point. Once you self-res, you've only got 20 health. Alright, Rook was 5th. So we're going on to the 4th worst operator. Now this is going all over the place this video, but trust the process. I've got this in the bag. Right, so the 4th worst operator I've gone for Blackbeard. And the reasons I've chosen Blackbeard, there's so many different reasons. I'm sure a lot of you will know if you're fairly good at the game and have a good understanding of it. The main thing is his AR. This AR is absolute trash. Like, if you can use this, fair play to you. It's got such a bad fire rate. It's got great damage. Like, damage is pretty good, but the fire rate is so slow and you only got 20 bullets in a mag. This thing is absolutely useless. He's got a good DMR. I will give him that. The DMR is good, but for me, I'm absolutely terrible with DMRs. My accuracy is not good enough to be using a DMR, so I just stay away from them in general. So if you're bad with a DMR, there's no point in using him. And moving on to his ability, you get a head shield, which has got no health whatsoever. I think it only takes like 1 or 2 bullets. I believe it's 1 bullet. That's all it takes. And the thing is with the shields, like if you put up too much health on the shield, then it's too overpowered. If you put it down, then it's underpowered. It's sort of like it's a hard middle point to choose for a shield, because I feel like if you put on too much health, like they did when he first came out, it was just ridiculously overpowered. You could just sit at a window and kill loads of people, whereas now he's just really underpowered, and I think it's just a bad ability that they've put in the game. That is due to the whole point of the game being you should be rewarded on getting a headshot. So if you land a headshot, you get the kill instantly, whereas Blackbeard sort of takes that fun of the game away, that whole point of being rewarded for having good accuracy away. So I feel like it just sort of defeats how the game's supposed to play and how it's supposed to work. Another really bad thing is his shield. Once you put it on, you are so slow and sluggish and loud. It is really bad. You have to keep switching to your pistol just so you can run a bit quicker, and that is such a big disadvantage unless you're absolutely insane with pistols. Majority of the time you want to have your main primary weapon out. The fact that he runs really slow once he has a shield on just kind of brings him down that little bit more. Overall, like, he's a really slow and clunky operator in general, and he's just really slow to get around the map. So that is why I put him in the number 4 spot. So for the number 3 spot, I've chosen Tachanka, and from first glance he does look a decent operator, and that's due to his gun. His DP27 is actually really good. This gun can actually destroy all the walls and any sort of hatches, whatever you like. You can make rotates, head holes, feet holes. It's probably one of the only guns that can do this, other than obviously a shotgun or a shotgun pistol. But you can use the X/19 VSN, which is a really good gun, but you should be choosing the DP27 over it. And as a secondary, he also has the bearing 9, which is a pretty good secondary. It's up there with probably one of my favourite secondaries in the game. And he does come with a shield, barbed wire, and a proximity alarm. But the only downside to him is just down to his ability. His ability, if you don't know, it's basically like a grenade launcher that has like a big fire spread as soon as you shoot it, and basically in that spread it will damage and slowly kill the players. That fire spread does such little damage, and you can literally just run straight through it. Like, it does absolutely nothing. There's so many better operators out there, and it's just not great. I think he does have to have his ability buffed, just because it is really bad. 90% of the time the enemies just run straight through the fire and they're straight in the objective. It doesn't really stop him. It might take a little bit of damage off him, but once again, this game is one-shot headshot, so it doesn't really make that much of a difference. And another bad thing with DP27, the reload takes absolutely ages. It is an absolute joke. Like, this thing, you'll reload at the start of the round and finish at the end. It's just nuts. It takes so long. Yeah, once again, this operator is only a 1 speed, so he's really slow and sluggish. Really loud operator. You can hear him all the way across the other map. So with this operator, you want to have him as an anchor, but once again, it's just not great. I don't really like using slow operators that are really loud. It just gives such a huge disadvantage. Makes maneuvering around the map near impossible. Instead of this operator, there's so many better operators that you can be using, such as Smokey. It comes with the M590A1, which is insanely good. You get 3 of these gas grenades, which will pretty much instantly kill the enemies within a couple of seconds. It does way more damage. I know you only get 3 compared to the amount that you get with the fire, but this is more bang for your buck. You are going to be able to completely counter anybody rushing you. So you have Smoke, and you also have Goya, who is another really good operator. He basically has some mines that you can place on a wall or on the floor, and when you shoot it, it sets off a big fire spread around in that area. Those 2 are way better choices that you definitely need to start picking over Tachanka. So for the number 4 spot, I have chosen jynxzi, and so many people are going to agree with me on this. This operator just sucks. He is so bad. He is desperate for a buff in this game. Like, Ubisoft, you need to sort him out right now. So let's start picking apart this operator and how bad he actually is. Let's just start off by looking at his loadout. This POF9 is just disgustingly bad. Look at the recoil pattern on it, and it literally only does 39 damage. It's just a really bad overall gun. It does have the ACOG scope, but it's still just not great. On the other hand, he does have his 417 DMR, which is really good. But once again, if you're bad like me with DMRs, you're just screwed. There's no point even picking them. You gotta have really good accuracy to use DMRs. Mainly PC players. There are quite a few console players that use the DMR that are really good on the sticks, but it just doesn't fit my type of style of playing, so I just sort of stay away from DMRs. He's also got a pistol, he's got a hard breach, he's got a claymore, and a grenade, which are good gadgets all round for attacking. We're about to get into the worst part about this operator. His damn ability. Who decided this ability would be a good idea? It is the worst thing that's ever come into this game. His ability is just really clunky and it's just awkward. You basically deploy this gadget and it rolls out and creates a barrier. And it's not a barrier that's bulletproof, it just makes it so you can't see for a couple of seconds. It's basically like a smoke grenade. That is his ability. It's just a smoke grenade, but a wall that you throw down. I'd rather just use an operator that has a smoke grenade. It just seems a very pointless ability. And for this operator, there's so many counters. There's Mute, Solace, Warden, and impacts and C4s that can counter his ability, which is a lot. Yeah, I think it's just he just needs a whole rework this operator. I think jynxzi needs another approach. I think this ability just needs to be written off. We're moving on to the last and final worst operator, that is Rainbow Six Siege. And this might be a bit controversial. The worst operator I have chosen is Thunderbird. And let me just get into it before you all go nuts at me in the comments. Let's just start out by looking at her loadout. Her loadout is actually fairly good. Like, this Spear 308 is actually a really good gun. I do really like this gun. It does have a bit of bad recoil. Quite manageable once you learn how it kicks. And she does have the Barrow 9, which are really good loadouts. Don't get me wrong. And I forgot to say, she also has the Spaz 15 if you would like to use that. If you like shotguns, this shotgun's really good. And moving on to the gadgets, she has a barbed wire, bulletproof cam, and a deployable shield. But moving on to her ability, it is just straight rubbish. it is rubbish. Like, let's just start off by saying, with these gadgets, you can literally one-shot them and they're destroyed. It's not, they've got no health whatsoever. One bullet can destroy one of these gadgets. Plus, they don't even heal you up that much. I think it's only like 20 health they actually heal you up, and it has a massive cooldown. You literally have to plonk them all around the map. It's not like you can be an operator and choose where you want to heal people. Like, you have to put them in designated spots and people have to find them around the map. Like it's some damn hide and seek or something. And the damn regen on it is just... it takes ages. It is so stupid. Like, why do I have to wait for another heal? Why can't it just be, like, fairly instant? I get it if there's, like, 2-second delay between the heals, because that would just be overpowered, because you could just stand by it and wait for people to come in and just have infinite health pretty much. I'm waiting there for hours, man, just to get a bit of health, and it only does 20 a go. So I'm here running around the map trying to get 20 health off each one of these. It's ridiculous. And if you bund them all up together, it's 3 bullets to wipe them all out in one go. And also, I forgot to mention, the enemies can also use these. I believe that's still in the game. I'm pretty sure the enemies can still get healed by these, which just makes it even worse. So you're basically helping your teammates and your enemies. It just depends on who finds the gadget. Like, it just makes no sense to me. But going back to the regen thing, I was complaining about how long it takes. It can be a positive, just because they are infinite. They get an infinite amount of heals, and they basically never run out. In all fairness, I would just rather pick Doc. He is just a way better operator. He can heal you up to full health rather than just 20. Another thing with Doc, you don't have to wait 10 years to get another stim. So, that is going to wrap up my video. Let me know in the comments below whether you agree with this list or what changes you'd make, what other operators you'd have in there. But those are my top 5 that I believe are just garbage in this game and need to have a change. Hopefully Ubisoft actually makes some changes and do something about these operators, because they could be good. They just need to have a couple of tweaks, and then some of them just need to have a whole new rework, such as Sens. If you have enjoyed this video, do leave me a like, comment and subscribe. But other than that, I will catch you in the next video.